Hi friends, thank you so much for being here. Today's video is going to be the top makeup products I cannot live without. A lot of these I have repurchased and talked to death on my channel. So if you're new here, this is going to be a video where you find out my favorites, the makeup products that are a staple in my routine. So if you want to know which products are my favorite that I can't live without, then let's go. I always start with eyes first, and for eyeshadow primer, I've been using this for at least 10 years. It honestly might even be 12 years at this point, and it is the only eyeshadow primer I really ever need to repurchase or have ever in my collection. And it is the Milani eyeshadow primer. This is the texture. You literally only need this much. And it does look like it has a slight tint. It's like barely any tint. So if you're wanting something that covers veins and discoloration, this is definitely not going to be the eye primer for you. But the way that I like counteract that shortcoming of this product is I will use like a finishing powder or some kind of pressed powder that has coverage to it, like the e.l.f. Prime and Stay finishing powder. I do always set this primer. This is just a personal preference. I only use eyeshadow primer just to keep the oils at bay, but I don't really need something that eyeshadow really needs to stick to, so I do always set this one down with whatever powder I'm using that day. The eyeshadow that I cannot live without, this is my favorite eyeshadow of all time out of any palette, any quad, any single eyeshadow kind of situation. This e.l.f. quad in I Love You a Latte has had a chokehold on me for at least a year, and it does come with a darker brown. I used it so much that it crumbled, and I will say the only downside is once you really start to get deep into the pan, they do start to crumble. They don't hold very well towards the end, but this just goes to show you how much I stand by this quad and how much use I get out of it. I take this traveling every single time. Just picture that darker brown in here, but with all of the colors intact, this just has everything I need. Like, I really don't need anything else outside of this. This matte bone shade, I love to really brighten up the inner corner for an all matte look. If I could only choose one sparkly eyeshadow to have for the rest of my life, it's gonna be ColourPop Ritz Super Shock eyeshadow. This is just the best shimmer to ever exist. It has a light brown base, and then it has a bunch of different colored sparkles like blue, pink. And then for eyeliner, I don't have a pencil eyeliner just because I do feel like for how I like to do my eyeliner, liquid is just what I've been gravitating towards because I do like to do that inner corner wing, and I don't do that with a gel eyeliner. And I haven't talked about this on my channel before. This is actually new to my collection, but it has just surpassed every other eyeliner I've ever tried in my life. And it is the Urban Decay Ergonomic Liquid Eyeliner, just in the black shade. I'm sure you guys have seen this. It has the coolest packaging, and honestly, the packaging is a huge factor to why I can't live without this. Honorable mention to my KVD tattoo liner in Trooper and Mad Max Brown. That was going to be on here, but then I discovered this, and this is just as good as the KVD, but because of the way that it's designed, I can do my eyeliner so freaking quick. It's like shocking. And it's super, super budge proof. And I can do my inner corner wing and it not smudge. Going into my e.l.f. quad, this one just decided to give up. It's fine. I'm almost through with this, so I'm gonna let it slide. But I take a fluffy eyeshadow brush. This one's from IT Cosmetics, and I always just go between these two browns. This one is more warm toned, and this one is more neutral, cool toned. And that's actually all we're going to do with this eyeshadow. And I'm going to go into my Super Shock eyeshadow. And I'm going to start right at the base of my eyelashes. Do you guys see how sparkly? And I'm going to keep this very tight to the lid. ColourPop Super Shock shadows do have fallout a lot of the time, so as you can tell, the sparkle does scatter. I'm in the mood for like a really big wing. I've been doing very skinny, like accent kind of wings, but it's time. So let me just show you guys how freaking quick and easy it is with this Urban Decay eyeliner to do your eyeliner. Literally seconds, not minutes. We're down to seconds for the eyeliner. Okay, this eyeliner wing definitely struggling compared to this one, but that's user error. It has nothing to do with that eyeliner. I just always have a hard time doing my left eye compared to my right. But anyways, on to eyelashes. Unfortunately, I don't have these eyelashes in my collection right now. I desperately need to get a new pair of my favorite eyelashes of all time. I cannot live without. I'm dying without them, actually. And they're the Ardell 257s. I do want to wear eyelashes though. So a close second are my beloved Jeju AOA Studio eyelashes. I do take off like about 2 bundles off of the ends just because I don't like eyelashes to get in the inner corner, so I only wear half lashes or 3/4 lashes. Aside from the Urban Decay eyeliner, because this is the first video that I'm talking about it, all of these products you can type into the search bar. If you go to my channel, the front page, go to the search bar and type in any of these products if you just want to see how often I've used them or other videos where I'm using these products. But these are only $1.88. I actually don't have a face primer, and I'm not that huge into face primers unless I need extra hydration or longevity, but for this specific foundation, I actually prefer it without a primer, so that's another reason why I don't have a face primer in here. But this has replaced my previous favorite foundation. My previous favorite foundation was the REM Beauty Foundation, but this About Face, the Performer Foundation, has become my favorite foundation I've ever tried. I will constantly repurchase this. I kind of want to get a slightly darker shade for the summer, but it has completely swept all of my other foundations out of the water. It is just so reliable. It's my best wearing foundation. I don't necessarily have to set it. It just looks exactly like skin. It's untraceable, and the shade range is impeccable, especially if you're like me and have an olive skin tone. It can be hard to find foundations with that undertone. And I'm using my favorite brush for foundation. This is the LBF2 from Lunar Beauty. It's a very dense, thick foundation brush. Okay, this shade is definitely gotten to be a little bit too light. I probably should have gone in with the bronzing drops. I was thinking of doing that. I should have just done that, but I guess we'll have to really go ham with bronzer today. A lot of these products should come to no surprise because I featured them in almost every single video, I feel like. So for concealer, it's the Physicians Formula Butter Glow Concealer. I like to let this concealer sit for quite a bit. While we're waiting for that, I'll go over my eyebrow picks. Unfortunately, I don't have either of these. I desperately want to repurchase the Milani Weekend Brow Eye Tint Pen. It is the best eyebrow pen ever. I am trying to finish the NYX Lift and Snatch. I still like the Milani better. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with this. I understand why people like it, and I do think it's suitable for people that have very sparse brows or no brows, because this is pigmented enough to give you that color and that definition that you probably want. But for someone like me who already has a shape and plenty of brow hairs, this is actually too pigmented for my liking. It can make my brows look blocky and way too dark. And for a brow gel, it's going to be the Kosas Tinted Air Brow. That is my favorite tinted brow gel. It's so much better than the ColourPop one. It's so much better than Glossier Boy Brow. I honestly don't like the Glossier Boy Brow because it gives no hold to my brows, and the Kosas one has all the fluff and the fibers like those two I just mentioned, but it has the hold, and it's perfect for those lazy days or just those quick makeup days where you want an eyebrow product to fill in and hold your brow hairs. It's always going to be the Kosas one for me. In second place though, and what I'm going to be using today, is the e.l.f. Brow Lift. I always go back to this one. I've repurchased this many a time. Going in with my favorite powder of all time. This is absolutely the most used product out of any of these from this video. If you go on my channel and type in this product, it's going to be in like basically every single video. It's the One Size Translucent Setting Powder. But the difference between this side and this side, this isn't really a blurring powder, but it's extremely smoothing, and it's not too matte. In my opinion, the Huda Beauty loose setting powders are more matte than this one, so that's why I can get away with wearing this underneath the eyes. I also do set my entire face with this sometimes. It's my beloved. It's just simply the best. On to cheek products. So I'm actually going to apply a highlighter first because my favorite highlighter, I cannot live without this. I have to have this in my collection. So much so that when I thought they discontinued it, I repurchased it just so I could have a fresh new one. And I'm talking about the About Face Light Lock Fluid in Shaken or Stirred. This is the old packaging. They have rebranded and repackaged this. This is a liquid highlight. It comes with a dropper, and this is for the girlies that like a beaming, gleaming highlight. It feels like a dry oil, but it does set down, and I do have to put this on top first because it is so potent. It just helps to put my bronzer and blush after to help mesh everything together, because this is really like liquid gold. Literally only take that amount, like not even a pea size amount, like a very small baby pea size amount of this. And I already set my concealer, and this still works great over powder. A lot of liquid highlighters, like actually the iconic London Rollaway highlighter I featured in my last video, I think, doesn't work well if you've already set your concealer or set wherever you put the highlight, but this one does. So this one is just still my favorite, and I've been talking about this one for like 3 years, I feel like. Next is bronzer, and if I'm being honest, like I can live without bronzer. I use blush as bronzer a lot of the time, so when I was thinking about this video, there wasn't really a bronzer that stood out to me, but I think the closest one, I would say, one that I always go back to that is just a very well-rounded product, is the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Bronzer. Not only is it super easy to apply, it's never patchy, it's never streaky, it doesn't lift off of itself, but also my favorite thing about it is how long wearing this bronzer is, especially during the summer. I tried my best to use that bronzer to try to match my body skin for cream blush, or for blush, it's a cream blush. And this is my favorite cream blush formula, and this is also the blush that I have the most shades in because that's how much I love this formula, and it is the Tower 28 Beach Please Cream Blushes. I've never bought this many shades of one formula, so that just goes to show how amazing these are. And you can also use these on the lips. My favorite color, and this is also my favorite fall blush, is the shade Power Hour. It's just the most beautiful burnt brick red, and these are super pigmented. They're not matte, but they're also not extremely dewy. They just have a very natural finish to them. So again, this one is Power Hour. And then the other three shades I have, so this one is Office Hours, then we have Party Hour, and then this pink is Dream Hour. Even though it's definitely not fall, I really miss my favorite one, Power Hour. I haven't worn this since fall, but I'm gonna go in with this one today. I definitely can't live without setting spray. However, I don't think there's really one setting spray that I can't live without. It's more just so the concept of a setting spray that I can't live without. So my favorites are the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip. I also love the Cali Ray Surf Proof, except for the little mister on it can get a little wonky, especially the more you use it. But this one has been my favorite as of late. It's from Ulta Beauty's in-house brand, and it is their Wannabe Fresh, their dewy setting spray. Cut the cameras. I literally almost forgot about mascara. I was about to do lips and like end this video, completely forgot about mascara. Definitely can't live without mascara, and this is my favorite mascara of all time, and it is the IT Cosmetics Lash Blowout Mascara. It has one of those bristly wands, and this is my favorite mascara because it works on the lower lashes as well as the top lashes, and that is a huge thing for me when it comes to mascaras. Is if it's going to be a top mascara, it has to work on the bottom lashes, and I always struggle with mascaras, even if I've set my concealer underneath, smudging and transferring onto my under eye area, and this one has just been absolutely foolproof. I've never ever had an issue with this, and I also love it for the top lashes. It gives you that fluffy, volumized look. And finally, we've made it to lips. Now, a product that I absolutely cannot live without, and honestly, if I could only choose like one kind of lip product to have, it would definitely be lip liners. Lip liners are my thing, okay? And my top two lip liners I absolutely have to have in my collection at all times are, of course, the About Face lip liners. I've been talking about these, I feel like, for the past 3 years. And recently, I have had a change of heart. Cradled from About Face used to be my favorite lip pencil of all time, but I just can't stop wearing this Moira Must Have lip liner in Warm Toast. I feel like I wear this in every other video. It has become my favorite lip liner of all time. You heard it here first. Cradled, I'm sorry, you're still like top 3, but this one is definitely something I cannot live without. This one is Smoking Room from About Face. In the middle, we have Cradled from About Face, and then this is the Moira Warm Toast. Also feel like if you search for this lip liner on my channel, you're gonna find like a bunch of videos because this is just, it's perfect. It's literally the perfect mid-tone brown lip liner for medium skin tones. And a lot of the times, these brands just, when they come out with like nude lip liners, for people with my skin tone, like medium or medium dark, it's like they're either way too light or they're way too chocolate and dark, or they're way too pink or they're way too orangey. But this is literally my perfect, perfect nude lip liner. My lips are super freaking dry, so thankfully we're going with a glossy lip product. This is one of my most used lip products, and it's the Glow Reviver Lip Oil, specifically in the shade Jam Session from e.l.f. Cosmetics. If I could only keep one, it would be this one. I just love this formula. It's so comfortable, and the shade of this in Jam Session, it looks really dark and intimidating, but these are not really that pigmented. It's like a middle of the road like pigmentation. I've gone on many a trip and put these two together just like I have today. This is one of my favorite lip combinations ever. I love that these have like a minty smell to them. They're not tangly or anything. They don't have a cooling sensation, but I just really like the smell. And that is everything. Those are the makeup products I cannot live without. If they break, if I lose them, I'm going to repurchase all of these. I'm obsessed with this look. I'm so glad I went in with that blush. I was thinking it might be a little bit too dark, but sheared out, it's actually super pretty. I definitely need to wear this in the summer. I don't know why I haven't done that. But this is a close-up of how we're looking. Let me know what you guys think. I would love to know what are your makeup products that you can't live without. And if you want more Get Ready With Me's, tutorials, reviews, and other makeup things, then like, comment, subscribe. I'm sending you guys so much love and light. And I will see you in the next one.